I was in the car this week driving to Rhode Island with one of my friends, and it hit me that everything is about to change. I'm on the verge of making this huge move, which is good. It's something that I've wanted for a long time. But part of that process is saying goodbye to the place that I've called home for more than 7 years now. This week has been such a difficult week. It feels like change everywhere. Things that you thought would never change have changed in an instant. Things that you thought were solid gave way underneath you. It struck me that I struggle so much with change. It's something that I need and something that I want and even crave, but it's also a challenge. My friend and I had this conversation in the car, and his perspective was completely different. He's not overwhelmed or stressed out by change. He accepts it as a normal part of life. Not something to stress about or be concerned about, but simply something you accept and move on. I wish I could accept it that easily. For me, it's a total disruption of my whole system. It's like completely resetting the operating system on my computer and starting over again. So today, I thought we would take a moment to celebrate the place that I've called home for the last 7 years. Focus on the good times that we've had and say goodbye, knowing that eventually we will meet again. When I first moved to Boston, I stayed in a series of Airbnbs. I would not suggest this. However, I was in the situation where I didn't really have a choice. I had just started a new job and I did not have enough money in my bank account to rent an apartment. So that's what I did. The first one was in Dorchester, which wasn't too bad. The second one, this one that's on the screen now, was in Milton, which is just south of Boston. And it was a great place. I stayed there for about 2 weeks and I really enjoyed it. And then I stayed at another one in Dorchester, and you'll see here that times were a little bit tough. Sometimes there wasn't silverware and dishes, so you just kind of have to make do with whatever you have. Thankfully, it wasn't too long before I was able to move into this place, which had a Braintree address, but it was right next to Weymouth. And I spent a year there, and this was when I was working downtown, and it was right next to the commuter rail, which was good for me because I was working downtown, so I could just jump on the train and get straight home. This place has a lot of meaning for me because this is where I started my blog, which is called INFJ Woman. That's why my YouTube channel is called INFJ Woman. I wrote some of my first blog posts here, and this is where things really started to take off. This was December of 2018 that I started this over the Christmas holiday. And yeah, it was just a lot of fond memories. I also started my Instagram account here, which grew very quickly. And then right here in my closet, I decided I was going to start a podcast. And so that was where I recorded the first podcast episode. And as you can see, things were very, very basic. I don't record my podcast currently, but if you're interested in the past episodes, you can still find it on YouTube. And I'll drop a link in the description. And before too long, it was time to move once again. I think I was only there for about a year. And this is when I moved to Nantasket Beach, which is farther south and directly on the beach, which I absolutely loved this place. The view, I will never get over this view. It was by far the best view that I've ever had. Unfortunately, things did not work out there, and 6 months later, I had to move. Again, this was difficult because I had had so many milestones here. I had recorded a bunch of videos here and written a lot of blog posts. This is where I started my YouTube channel, so it meant a lot to me. But unfortunately, things were beyond my control and I had to move again. So I moved to a different place on Nantasket Beach, which was not as nice of a building, but it did still have a pretty nice view. And it was a lot smaller space as well. And and pretty rough. Probably one of the roughest places that I've lived. I spent the worst part of 2020 here, which was a very small place to be at home for so much time. But it was also nice that I was right next to the beach, and for the time that I was there, most of the beach parking lots were closed. So I spent a lot of time walking on the beach. And as you can see, I also got a bunch of new furniture and had a fun time trying to put all of it together in such a small space and then organize it in a way that was functional. So a lot of people are concerned about the new apartment that I'm moving into, and I'm not joking when I tell you that I've lived in spaces that are a lot smaller than the new apartment that I'm moving to. So somehow I was able to make it work, and it was functional and extremely cozy. But then all too soon, it was time to move. And so I found another place that was in Weymouth, and I moved once again. And I absolutely loved this place. It was in a great location, and it was a lot nicer than the place that I had moved out of. And it served me well for a year, more than a year, I think. And then it was time to move again because my niece came to live with me, and so we needed a bigger place. So when she had come to live with me, because this was only a one-bedroom place, my bedroom actually ended up being in the living room, and it was definitely time for us to move. We needed our own space. Moving day was a little bit rough, a lot of bumps and bruises, but it would probably help if you wear closed-toed shoes when you move. I don't, so I love sandals. This place that we moved into was one of the best places that I've lived at. I loved those windows, and if you watch some of my early vlog-style videos, you'll see I absolutely loved this place. Those windows are to die for. We had a lot of fun here. We lived here for a couple of years, and it's a great place. It's very nice and a great location. It's actually still the building that I live in now. I just moved to a smaller apartment after my niece moved out. So then that brings us to my niece moving out. She moved to Florida after she had been here for a couple of years. She had had enough of Boston, and it was time for her to move onward and upward, and time for me to move to a smaller place. So I actually have a video of that, and I'm going to show you some highlights of it right now. It's moving day, finally. I am so stressed out. I have not slept well for the last 2 or 3 days because I'm so stressed about this. I still don't have stuff packed, like everything packed. I mean, that was part of the plan because the boxes are so expensive. It's just, ugh. Just the thought of picking up every single thing that I have and moving it to a different place, even though it's right across the hall, it's still stressful and irritating, and there's so much stuff left. Okay, so I sat down just to take a little bit of break and make sure that I know what I'm doing, which I don't really. I'm just sort of winging it. So I think what I'm going to do is start on the living room now. We have this desk over here and a pile of crap. Say hi to George again. And the TV is right now, it's in front of the window. Nice window. which I like, but that makes the couch here, hello, which is fine. It makes the whole living room area kind of segmented, which I don't really care about, but what I do care about is this. See that right there? That is the air conditioning vent. And when I'm sitting right here, it blows on me directly and it's cold as hell. So that ain't gonna work. So I think what I'm gonna do is move the TV over here. That's why I moved that big bookshelf into my room. Which I guess that's where the TV was originally intended to be. And then I'm going to move the couch over there. And I still have one too many desks. So I have that desk, which I really like. And then I have that desk, which I don't know what to do with. I would like to have one of them for sewing and one of them for all four of my computer screens. But I don't think I have enough space. I don't know if I can finagle all of that. And then I have that extra TV sitting there too, so. All right, let's get started. George, stay over here. My kitchen went from being almost completely livable to a hot mess again. I did find a lot of my food though, which was nice. My desk area is almost set up. This is good because I have to work tomorrow. So those are my work computers. And I can't decide if I'm going to put my regular computer there too. I probably will, like it was before. And then use this desk over here. I'll probably use that for my sewing stuff. So yeah, there's the living room. Ollie has a home now. Ollie the octopus. And I don't know why George is staring at the wall, but there he is. Another George found a home, and I found a lot more of the stuff that goes in here. A lot of my scrapbooks ended up on the bottom, which still, they need to be organized. They're not great, but I'm gonna have to move a lot of this stuff around. So yeah, and then my closet's still a hot mess. Still some more stuff that needs to go in there. The boxes that I should probably throw away, but they were so expensive that I don't want to throw them away. So yeah, a lot of stuff to do today. Okay, so I've told you about all the places that I've lived since I've been in Boston. That's 7 years. I can't believe it's been 7 years. Anyway, the whole time that I've lived in Boston, I've lived on the South Shore, which is the area south of Boston. So I want to show you some of my favorite places that I have found since I've been here. And the first place that we're going to start with is a coffee shop called Tate. You guys, I am so excited. I got invited to the Friends and Family event, which is an event before grand opening, for one of my favorite bakeries here in Boston. It's called Tate, which is absolutely amazing. There's several of them in Boston, and they're also in Washington, D.C. If you watched my video about Washington, D.C., there's a video about Washington, D.C. If you watched it, we went into a Tate there, and I think we also went to one in the Seaport. I think I made a video about that too. I've been to tons of them around Boston because I love them. They're amazing. So they're opening one in Hingham, which is right around the corner from where I live. So I'm so excited to have one so close, and I can't wait to go check it out. All right, here we are. Let's go see what we've got. The second you walk in, it's like stepping into this cozy little haven. You're hit with that amazing smell of fresh baked bread and buttery croissants. Seriously, if happiness had a scent, this would definitely be it. The vibe inside is so dreamy. Bright, airy, and just enough of that tate charm with their gorgeous tile work and open kitchen where you can see everything being made. I'm talking about pastries that look so perfect, you almost don't want to eat them. But don't worry, I did for research purposes. I grabbed a mocha because obviously, and one of their famous almond croissants. And oh my god, life-changing. Plus, they have all of your favorites, fresh baked bread, tarts that look like art, and those giant cookies that you just know are gonna hit the spot. If you're shopping at Derby Street or just need a little pick-me-up, you have to check this place out. It is so inviting. Like the kind of place where you end up staying way longer than you planned just because it's that good. So go now. And then tell me what you got, because I want to live vicariously through all of your pastry adventures. Okay, so the next place on my list of things that I'm going to miss is a place that I love to go shopping frequently. It's called Derby Street Shops, and it's in Hingham, Massachusetts. So today we are going for a walk around the Derby Street Shops, which is an outdoor shopping center in Hingham, Massachusetts. It is not that far from where I live, and it is a great place to go shopping. Let's go see what they have and check out some of the shops. All right, so let's head down to the paper store first. It's one of my favorite stores. It reminds me of the old Hallmark stores. I used to go in those with my mom. Love them. I'm looking for these stuffed animals that are called Jellycat, and I think that these are it right here. My niece wants some of them for Christmas. We've been talking about them for a long time, and it looks like they have a bunch of them. Look at the Christmas trees that have faces. Oh, look, they have tacos and pizzas, and all of these. Man, they have a bunch of them here. Okay, so I got one for my niece and I couldn't resist. I got a couple for me too, which you will see in the next couple of days in my advent calendar videos. So make sure if you haven't subscribed that you subscribe so that you don't miss any of them. Alright, so let's head down here. This restaurant, Bar Taco, is new. I haven't been in there, but I've heard some really good things about it. And my camera is not behaving correctly again. Hopefully it will. There is a Lululemon here. There's this empty space here that's right in front of us. There used to be a Capital One cafe in there, so I don't know what they're gonna put in there now. Levi's sells jeans. Kava is a restaurant. I've been in there. I don't like their food. I'm not gonna say it's not good, it's just not for me. There's a loft here, and this store is super cute as well. Lily Pulitzer. I clicked on one of their ads on Instagram and they've been harassing me for a while. But they have a lot of cute stuff in there. Anyway, there's an Apple store here, which looks very nice. It's a really big store. And they have all these barriers here because unfortunately there was somebody that, there used to be parking spots here, and there was somebody that drove their car from one of the parking spots into the store, and several people were hurt. Somebody was killed, unfortunately. So they put up all those barriers so that it doesn't happen again. Oh, there's a Williams and Sonoma here. I love going into Williams and Sonoma. I don't know if I can record in there. I always feel so weird. They did have a really nice Christmas display in there, but yeah, tons of people and not a lot of room to walk, unfortunately. Okay, so what else do we have? We have, this is legal seafood. I don't like seafood, I'm a vegetarian, but this place always stinks. There's a bunch of them around Boston. For some reason, they always smell really bad. Um, Talbot's. And then there's another new restaurant here at the end that's called Sweet Green. I think it's a salad place. I'm gonna have to try it. I haven't been in there, but I've heard good things about it. Alright, so then we have Crate and Barrel. I love Crate and Barrel. It's a lot like Williamson Sonoma if you haven't been in there. They have a lot of kitchen stuff and home decoration type things. It's always fun to go in there and have a look around. I don't think I've bought a lot of stuff in there. I buy stuff for my mom for the holidays and for her birthday in there. I can always find something that I know that she'll like. I don't know about Mia's. It looks like it's a bakery. Oh, Sephora. I have something I need to return. Wouldn't you know, I left the one thing I needed to return in the car. I think I put it in another bag, so I'll have to come back. J. Jill, I really like J. Jill. They've been harassing me on Instagram. I clicked on one of their ads, and now I just see tons and tons and tons of their content. I don't know what that store is. I don't think I've ever been in there. And then there's a big is it REI? It's like an outdoor store here. I'm not very outdoorsy, I have to be honest. I'm not outdoorsy at all. I'm indoorsy. So I only go in these stores to have a look, not to actually buy anything. More Christmas decorations. They have a mural on the wall too there that's super cute. I thought this would be a good place to stop and try on my Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses. So what do you think about the video? I know it's going to be vertical, which really stinks. I might try to crop it when I edit the video and see if I can get it to where it's respectable. Hopefully it looks really well. It's so easy to wear these and to just forget that you're even filming. They're so lightweight and easy to wear. Yeah, I really like them. It's kind of nice to be like incognito filming things where you don't have to worry about people staring at your camera and wondering what it is. I don't know why I get super self-conscious. I mean, I don't like putting other people on video, but I want to share with you what I'm doing. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a catch-22. But I think these will be really good. They're certainly easy to wear, lightweight. So that's good. That's really good. Plus, I should have thought about this earlier. It would be way easier to go into the stores and not have to worry about people looking at my camera or wondering what I'm doing. Alright, so while we're here, let's go into Pottery Barn and see what they have. I bet they have a lot of really nice decorations in here. They always do. Love this store. Oh, they have a bunch of really cute stuff in here. I love the plates. I love all the Christmas decorations. Everything looks so gorgeous this time of year. Christmas is definitely my favorite season. Oh, look, these are the gingerbreads. I've seen these all over Instagram, all of the little gingerbread houses, and wow, they have dishes and salt and pepper shakers, everything. And the little cookie trees. Those are adorable. Oh, I like the little bear too. I don't know what the thing on the back is for. I don't know what that is. They have mugs? Oh, look at the mugs. Those are so cute. Okay, so I need an ornament for my tree this year. I always try and buy a really fancy ornament every single year. So it looks like they have a lot of really good options. It's going to be hard to pick. It looks like there's a truck and a cupcake, all kinds of good ones. Oh, look at this little dog. He's so soft with the little lights. He's adorable. I have a couple other pillows like that are so cute. I have to say, I buy them on clearance though because I can't fathom spending $80 for a pillow. It's so much easier to buy them when they're 20 or 30. Okay, so I got my ornament, which you will see sometime soon in my advent calendar videos. And there's a ton of traffic here. This is the way that you come into the mall, so there's always a ton of traffic there. My all-time favorite place that I'm 100% going to miss so much is a place that I lived for a while. A place that I love to visit when I get overwhelmed and stressed out. I instantly feel calm and more like myself there. It's called Nantasket Beach, and it's in a town called Hull, Massachusetts. I thought this would be a good place to talk about change again. I have so many videos of the beach and I could sit here and watch them all day. I don't know why seeing so much water in one place just instantly makes me feel calm. I genuinely believe there's some sort of healing effect of it. But to me, it's the perfect place to sit and reflect and think about what's going on in my life and what's next. I keep telling myself this, I want this change. I chose it. As an INFJ, I dream about change like other people dream about vacations. I crave transformation. I want fresh chapters and blank pages and new beginnings. And lately, the suburbs have started to feel too small for me, too quiet, too settled. My soul has been whispering for months. It's time to go. And so I'm going. I'm moving into downtown Boston, a new apartment, a new neighborhood, a whole new rhythm of my life. But here's the thing no one tells you. Even the changes that you want the most can break your heart a little. I thought it would be easy, just furniture, right? A chair, a bookshelf, a coffee table, things you can buy again, things you can replace. But when I started letting go of them, something cracked open in me. Because it turns out these objects are not just things. They're witnesses. They've been with me through late night tears and quiet mornings. They've held my books, my coffee, my whole heart while I figured out who I was in this last chapter of my life. And saying goodbye to them feels like saying goodbye to her. The version of me who lived in the suburbs, who carried these pieces in and built a home around them. INFJs don't just live in places. We soak them in. We become them. Which means leaving isn't just packing boxes. It's peeling off an entire layer of self. Here's what I'm learning. Every change, even the good ones, is a death of sorts. You can be wildly excited about your new chapter and still grieve the last one. You can crave the city lights and still mourn the quiet streets. You can believe with all your heart that this is right and still cry over an old couch you never really liked. It doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're human. For INFJs, this duality is even louder. We see the big picture, the bright new life waiting just ahead. But we also feel every goodbye in our bones. Our depth means that we don't just move apartments, we move universes. Soon, I'll step into my new place in Boston. I'll set down the boxes. I'll look out the window of the skyline instead of the trees. I'll breathe in that feeling of new. And my heart will expand and ache at the same time, because that's what change does. It cracks us open, makes us more tender, more awake, more alive. INFJs live for meaning, and change is how meaning finds us. It pushes us forward, reminds us that we're not done yet, that there's more to see, more to feel, more to become. So here I am, packing, letting go, grieving, and leaping. It's messy, it's beautiful, it's hard, it's holy. Change isn't supposed to be easy. It's supposed to make you new.